Globalists and climate activists are gathering in Madrid, Spain for the United Nations 25th Conference of the Parties, better known as UN COP25. Find out what the UN is really up to. I'm Robin Kinderman and you're watching JBS Straight Talk. Supporters of the man-made global warming hypothesis will tell you that COP25 is all about saving the planet and reducing those pesky carbon emissions, which feed the very plants that make it possible for us to breathe but are somehow destroying the world. The reality is that this conference is simply a facade to push the UN's globalist agenda for massive wealth redistribution, imposing greater controls on humanity and human activity, and building more global governance. According to a recent article by Alex Newman, organizers of the summit have claimed they have big plans to advance global governance and green policies. This plan has been described by UN planners and member governments as a global carbon market. Of this emerging global carbon market, Alex Newman writes in The New American, "Under the controversial plan, humanity will pay for emissions of the gas people exhale, commonly known as carbon dioxide or CO2, as part of Western governments' plans to reduce their people's emissions of the essential to life gas." So we'll be taxed for breathing? As COP25 takes place over the next 2 weeks, I challenge all of our viewers to find out more about the UN's overall agenda. Are they really concerned about saving the planet? Or is it a perfect way for them to sell the idea of not only a global economy, but the even bigger idea of a new world order? And have you seen the latest on the climate sensation Greta Thunberg? Her and her fellow activists, Luisa Neubauer and Angela Valenzuela, both known for organizing climate strikes, recently wrote an opinion piece that included this paragraph. "The climate crisis is not just about the environment. It is a crisis of human rights, of justice, and of political will. Colonial, racist, and patriarchal systems of oppression have created and fueled it. We need to dismantle them all. Our political leaders can no longer shirk their responsibilities." Looks like Greta and her colleagues are the latest front for the UN's agenda. Another tactic the globalists are using is relabeling global warming into something scarier in order to motivate people. Possible new names are climate collapse and global meltdown. Sounds like a bad movie if you ask me. All of these things, global governance, green policies, climate financing, Greta's fanatical call to action, and the relabeling of global warming, are solid proof that this whole climate crisis is an elaborate scheme to scare people into thinking that we need more government involvement if we don't want to die of catastrophic floods and CO2 poisoning. The deep state globalists are doing everything they can to take over our nation. The solution to all this madness? Getting ourselves out of the United Nations. It doesn't take a scientist to see that the UN's policies are interfering with our own government and society. Get on jbs.org and visit our legislative alerts page to send an email to your elected officials telling them why we need to support the American Sovereignty Restoration Act of 2019. The link's below. Plus, starting December 9th, The New American will be on site in Madrid and reporting back to us with articles and videos. Stay up to date on what's happening at the COP25 summit by visiting our special page devoted to the event. We'll include that link too. Until next week, take care and God bless.